there's one thing that took my football level all the way down here to all the way up here within a few months, and that thing is actually having a structured routine. Honestly, I cannot recommend this enough, because what I used to do was I would think, I really want to improve at football, and then what I would do is I would, maybe train one day when I actually had that motivation, when I had that voice inside of me going, go train. That doesn't happen all the time. So as a result of that, maybe I'd do a bit of extra training once a week, something like that. That's not enough. It's not enough. And if you want to make it as a professional footballer, you have to have a structure behind what you're actually doing. Otherwise, you're simply not going to train as much as other people. If you have a structured plan where you're training this day, versus the person who just kind of says, I really want to be a footballer, I love playing football, then of course, the person who has the structured plan is going to just train way more. Because if you have that plan, you have something set in stone, right? You've made a promise to yourself, you're going to do this thing. The person who just says, yeah, I want to be a footballer, they can go off all of their emotions. They can go, today I want to train, today I don't want to train. And as a result of that, they're not really losing any dignity from doing that. They're not losing anything, because in theory, they've not made a promise to themselves that they're going to do something. They haven't committed to anything. So when you actually create a structure, create a weekly plan, what you're doing effectively is, of course, you're planning out stuff which helps you get your head straight, and you can actually know when you're going to do stuff and be more productive as a result of it. But what you're really doing is you're making a promise to yourself effectively. You're saying, I'm doing this on this day. And once you've kind of even said that aloud, or you've wrote it down on a bit of paper or in your notes page, you kind of have to do it, right? Because if you don't do it, then subconsciously, in the back of your mind, you're not working hard enough, because you've said you want to do something that's going to help you improve football and you haven't done it. And we've all been in that position before. And when you have that subconscious eating into you, or the thing in the back of your mind eating into you, where you're going, fuck, I said I was going to train today and I didn't. Do I really want to be a footballer? Can I really say I want to be a footballer? If I'm doing that, if I'm saying I want to train and I'm not, then of course, no, you can't even say that. So just having that structure, like writing the structure out, writing your week out, saying I'm going to train Monday, I'm going to train Tuesday, I'm going to train Wednesday, rest day Thursday, whatever your structure is, make a routine. Because what you'll do is you're promising yourself you're actually going to train. And if you make that promise to yourself, you make that structure, you're just way more likely to do it. Even if you miss one session, I promise you, if you wrote down a plan of how you're going to train this week, you will train way more than if you just said, yeah, this week I'm grinding football. You're not making any sort of commitment. You're not saying when you're going to train, you're going to miss days. Whereas if you actually have it written down on paper, you might miss a day, but I guarantee you'll do way more than the person who just says, I just want to train. Another part of that is, if you do write that stuff down and you say you want to be a footballer, you say, I'm training this day, that day, and you don't, then like I said, it's going to eat into your subconscious. It's going to eat into the back of your mind. You're going to be thinking, fuck, you're going to get stressed out about stuff because you're not working hard enough. And eventually, whether it's a week, whether it's a month, whether it's 6 months, it will eat into you so much that it pushes you over the edge, and you actually start being a disciplined person. You get that burst of energy, that burst of motivation, that moment of realization that you actually want to be a footballer, and then you lock in. Whereas if you keep going, yeah, I want to be a footballer, yeah, being a footballer is my dream, and you don't do anything about it, you don't make any sort of plan, then look, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to get to 16 years old, you're going to quit. It's just the nature of the game. That's what most people do, and I don't want you to suffer that same fate. So what I would suggest to you, very strongly, I would suggest make a structure of what you're going to do this week. I will try upload this on a Monday just to help you guys as much as possible. To make a plan, it doesn't have to be a very specific plan. If you want a very specific way of training and a specific plan, then my program will be linked in the description, as you all know. But that's basically going to be the end of this video. Pro Player Pathway, my program, will be linked in the description. Make a plan, you'll make way more progress. Just write out when you're going to train, that's all you need to do. Also make sure you write your recovery in there and all that kind of stuff, and you'll just be way more productive. That's the end of this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.